Do you even need a smartwatch in December 2018? So beginning of January 19. Is this something that you need to have as all your tech gadgets? So I've did a survey review. So I've watched 17 videos, and some of them recent and some of them not so recent, but enough so that I can get an idea of, is it necessary to have a smartwatch? Um, Long story short, no, you don't need to have a smartwatch. But to understand this, it seems like most of the smartwatch have focused on three functionality. These are the key three functionalities that you will use a smartwatch for. The first one is notifications. So one of the biggest pros for using a smartwatch is that you don't need to pull your phone out. In cases of meetings, you can just look at your watch. But that seemed kind of offensive too if you're just looking at your watch all the time in a meeting. So the another case is if you're not in access of your phone, such as when you're driving, then you need to read something, then you can use the notifications on your watch. So now it's one of the big use cases of it. The other use case for it is health. So people that wanted the watch to keep them motivated on and track how many steps that they'll walk throughout the day, tracking their heart rate sensors, as well as sleep tracking and that kind of stuff, a smartwatch may make sense. Although I don't like to wear a watch when I go to sleep, it's kind of weird. And you also need to charge the watch every night. That's kind of the consensus for smartwatch. So health is another reason that people use a smartwatch. And the last thing is the information that it provides. So on a smartwatch, it can provide a lot of relevant data. For example, um, weather, time, your calendar events, that sort of things. Usually you need to open your phone and you need to open an app to do that. Whereas on a watch, you can program that stuff to show on a watch face. So that's the three main use cases. As specifically with the smartwatch landscape, if you're an iPhone user, it seems like the Watch OS 4 has made a pretty big improvement over the years. So the screen is a lot nicer, but the functionality remains the same. And also, with regards to Android, Wear OS has greatly simplified the watch experience. And with the recent Snapdragon 3100 processor, it's going to make app loading a lot faster. And even though it's slow for smartwatches to catch on, gradually there will be more and more use cases. And then there will be more and more third-party apps, and these apps will be running a lot faster. For me, one of the critical things that I've noticed that almost all the Android apps, all the Android smartwatches are almost identical because they're all using the same Wear OS. That makes sense because in the smartphone, they're also kind of like that. So there isn't anything that make one brand of smartwatch stand out more than the other. Apple Watch just makes the buying experience a lot simpler. If you have an iPhone, don't even think about it. You just get the Apple Watch if you needed it. Some people really swear by a smartwatch. Other people use it and then they don't get it. So if you have the money, you can try it. It's like if you have the money to throw away, you can try it. It might work out for you. If you don't have the money, then don't try it. However, with the progression of time, this device is going to be more and more powerful. There's no doubt about it. It's a little computer. However, with the current day and age, it is not a smartphone replacement. The fact that these smartwatches with Wear OS and Apple Watch, they don't even run alone without without smartphone. So they need to be paired with the smartphone to be able to use. That is just that's not okay. Like that, for me, I don't think the use case justifies it enough. That it's as an accessory, it's not good enough of a sell for me to buy a smartwatch. I may try it out for fun um, if I have the money, which I might. If I have the money, I'll try it out for fun. But If I had to get this as a must, then it needs to be a standalone device that I can wear and needs to be able to replace my smartphone. And that's my opinion on smartwatches, even though I don't own one, but based on all the reviews I've seen, and this is the opinion that I have for smartwatches in December 2018, because this opinion is going to change over time. So next time, maybe when I get a smartwatch, I'll come back to this review again to see whether my hypothesis is correct or not. And maybe in a year, if they have some improvements on the smartwatch technology that makes it a standalone device, then all of these opinions will change. Yeah, so that's what I think.